Chelsea play their final Premier League home game of the season tonight as London rivals Tottenham are at Stamford Bridge. The Blues are at an increasing risk of missing out on European football altogether for next season, whereas Tottenham have the chance to secure survival in the capital derby. An appropriate response to losing a 4 consecutive FA Cup final, Chelsea confirmed the appointment of Bundesliga invincible Xabi Alonso on a 4-year contract fewer than 24 hours after a 1-0 defeat to Man City under Wembley Arch. Cal McFarland's side held their own against a treble-chasing City side, but the one moment of attacking ingenuity that counted for something was conjured up by Antoine Semenyo, whose audacious back heel sent Chelsea back to Stamford Bridge empty-handed. The Blues likely made a decent impression on the incoming Alonso, if nothing else, but failure to sink the Sky Blues closed off one potential route to European football for tonight's hosts, who are mathematically out of top 5 contention in the Premier League. Nevertheless, Chelsea's Champions League hopes are not fully dead and buried just yet, as Chelsea are 6 points adrift of Bournemouth, who are 1-0 up by the way against Man City in the moment, which would mean that Arsenal would be champions, and that would present a pathway to the top tier of European competition. That is if Aston Villa finish 5th and beat Freiburg in the Europa League final tomorrow night. A gutsy 1-1 draw at Liverpool last weekend also snapped Chelsea's disastrous 6-game losing run in the Premier League. Although they're still on the verge of making unwanted history, a defeat tonight would see the hosts lose 5 straight league home matches for the first time ever. And not since the 2001-2002 season have Chelsea lost their last home game of the campaign, though. That defeat 24 years ago came against Aston Villa, who coincidentally defeated Tottenham in Tottenham's final away match of last campaign. However, Roberto De Zerbi's rejuvenated men come into tonight's clash as the form team, having equalled their longest unbeaten run of the Premier League season by winning 2 and drawing 2 the last 4. Tottenham's 1-1 draw with Leeds was very much a case of 2 points dropped for the Lily Whites, but thanks to Newcastle's 3-1 success over West Ham on Sunday evening, Tottenham will stay up if they win tonight, but a point would realistically be enough because of the massive goal difference between Tottenham and West Ham. Tottenham's praiseworthy form on the road suggests that scenario is definitely a realistic one of getting those 3 points, as only Arsenal and Man City have won more Premier League away matches than Tottenham's 7 this season, including back-to-back successes at Wolves and Aston Villa in their last 2 trips. And Tottenham were edged out 1-0 by Chelsea in this exact fixture last season, though. And the Blues' identical away victory in November marked their 5th straight league win over Tottenham, who have not triumphed at Stamford Bridge in the top flight since the Mauricio Pochettino days in 2018. Let's talk you through a lineup. Starts with Chelsea, so Josh Achampong and Andre Santos come in defence for Levi Colwill, Malo Gusto. Pedro Neto and Liam Delap also start. Reece James and João Pedro dropping out. So lineup and forwards: Robert Sanchez in goal, back four of Josh Achampong, Wesley Fofana, Joel Harto and Marc Cucurella. And midfield is Andre Santos, Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer on the right, Pedro Neto on the left, and Liam Delap leading the line. As for Spurs, they're unchanged from that 1-1 draw with Leeds. Anthony Kinski in goal, pulled off 2 tremendous saves, including tipping Sean Longstaff's powerful strike onto the underside of the bar. Defence is Pedro Porro, Kevin Danso, Mickey van der Ven and Destiny Udogi. Rodrigo Bentancur, João Palhinha and Conor Gallagher. Of course, Conor Gallagher came through the ranks here at Chelsea. On the left is Matthias Tell. On the right, Randall Colomwani and Richarlison leading the line. Gutting for Richarlison that he's not in the Brazilian World Cup squad. And that goes for João Pedro as well. By the way, João Pedro out of the squad altogether this evening, but Reece James is on the bench. And the full Chelsea bench is Philip Yorkson, Dario Sugo, Mamadou Sarr, Trevor Chalobah, of course mentioned Reece James, Alejandro Garnacho, Jesse Derry, fantastic Jesse Derry back on the bench, back in the squad. He started that game against Nottingham Forest on back holiday Monday this month, had that awful clash with Zach Aber, but is fine now to be back in the matchday squad. And completely the bench is Shimara Mehuka and also Ryan Kavuma McQueen. As for Tottenham, it's Guillermo Vicario, Radu Dragusin, Yves Bissouma, James Maddison, Archie Gray, Lucas Bergvall, Jed Spence, Pat Sarr, and also on the bench is Souza. So we are ready to get underway very shortly. Tottenham almost there, how relieved they would have been to see that West Ham game getting trounced by Newcastle United. So Tottenham, though, realistically, a point will do it, but 3 would absolutely confirm their Premier League survival. Obviously, they won't be too pleased they're Bournemouth winning, so that would mean Arsenal champions, but they've just got to focus on what they need to do. Tottenham, of course, they'd love to win it. Stamford Bridge again. 2018 was the last time with Dele Alli. Still in a really good form in a Tottenham shirt. So Conor Gallagher shooting from left to right. Gets us underway here at Stamford Bridge. Short from Kinski to Porro. Tottenham in the yellow away strip. Porro goes for the diagonal. Look at Tell. Tell, nice touch against the Champong. Tell, left side of the box. Tell towards the byline. Cross deflects him, but easy catch to Robert Sanchez, who still has to wear his head guard. He had his own clash on Bank Holiday Monday against Nottingham Forest. Morgan Gibbs White. Gibbs White came out worse, though. It's an awful scar on his forehead. So it is Chelsea in possession with Sanchez. Links up with Fofana. Sanchez goes long towards the centre circle. Header from Danso. Poor control from Palmer. Palhinha to Gallagher. Palmer put pressure on. Gallagher on halfway. Back into the feet of Udogie. Now here's Van der Ven. Cross the back line to Danso. Danso picks out Bentancur on half turn. Bentancur right footed. Flick inside for Colomwani. Tackle from Kukurea. Now Colomwani surging over halfway. His loose ball fell back to him. Caicedo chasing down Colomwani. Colomwani's cross deflects towards near post. Or Spilt from Sanchez initially, but no one around him, so comfortably picked it up. Already some good play from Tottenham in the opening minute. Sanchez rolls it. It is Arto on the ball. Now Santos. Sanchez plays it out of his area to Fofana. Fofana rolls it to Palmer midway in the Chelsea half. Palmer spins away from Bentancur. Palmer now in the centre circle. Palmer turns onto his left foot. Palmer has space in the centre circle, plants it now forwards towards the inside left to Fernandez, down the line for Kukurea. That's a really good block there from Pedro Porro in front of the Tottenham supporters, making sure Kukurea's cross didn't make its way into the box. So Chelsea now on the front foot, approaching the second minute. Kukurea's throw to Fernandez. Fernandez back towards halfway. Joel Harto has it in the centre circle with Fofana. There's a Champong. Fofana, Harto available. Goes square, Harto now. Left-footed pass, Fernandez in room on the halfway line. Now into the Tottenham half. Fernandez inside left, 30 yards and goal. Out to Kukurea, back inside now to Fernandez. 2 minutes on the clock. Fernandez right-footed. Here's Caicedo, 35 yards and goal. Chelsea just in front of the centre circle now with Santos. Now inside it with Fofana. Rolls it to the wide right to Neto. It's Neto against Udogie. Neto pokes it in field. Palmer lets it run for Santos. Chelsea just over 35 yards and goal. A Champong. Short pass down the right for Neto. Level with the penalty. Neto gets his cross in, headed away from Van der Ven. Control with the right knee for Colomwani. Puts it through the legs of Santos. Looks to get around Kukurea. Colomwani holds it up against Kukurea. About 5 yards behind halfway. Goes back to Porro. And our Tottenham space on the ball in defensive midfield with Bentancur. Bentancur wants it back from Palhinha. Square to Porro. Coming up to the third minute here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, Tottenham 0. Bentancur back to Kinski. Kinski clips it. Right foot is a bit too high for Palhinha. Palhinha tried to control. He's always just rising over and did get a touch with his right foot. It did end up in the Chelsea throw. Throw down line to Neto. Neto dispossessed from Palhinha. Now Van der Ven. Pass out the error. Square to Udogie. Held up here from Tell. Facing the corner flag in the Tottenham half. And Tottenham have it with Van der Ven. Porro calling for it. Van der Ven floats it towards the right. Porro, nice first touch. Porro gets away from Enzo Fernandez brilliantly. Porro now, just on the halfway line. Porro tries to set away with Richarlison. Almost an own goal for Joel Hato. It was a heavy clearance back towards his own goal. It rolled past Sanchez. Luckily for Sanchez, went out of touch and not to the back of the net. It was a great turn for Porro to get away from Fernandez. Joel Harto, awkward clearance for him on the stretch. Fortunately, Harto didn't end up in the back of the net. A decent start in the first 4 minutes here at Stamford Bridge. It's a corner for Tottenham on the right-hand side. Chelsea conceded 11 corners this season. Tottenham have scored 17. So, don't be surprised to see Tottenham score from a corner. Could it be this one? And could they get up to the perfect start? Pedro Porro, it's an in-swing from the right. I thought it was going to be in-swing. It's actually a pass to Gallagher. Back to Porro. Gallagher again, one touch with his right foot. Gallagher now plays it short for Porro. Now Bentancur, heavy touch. Palmer to Neto, back to Palmer. Pedro Neto inside left, just under midway inside his half. Back to Caicedo. Long diagonal, finds a Champong. Forwards from right back. A Champong around Van der Ven. Van der Ven catches him up though brilliantly. Good strength from Mickey Van der Ven against the Champong. Now Van der Ven. And approaching halfway, just stopped himself. Bentancur now on the ball. Inside left in the top mark, back to the deep where Danso is. Square here for Palhinha. Now Porro. Just walking the ball and field. He touches with his right foot. Porro out to Danso. So 5 minutes gone at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, Tottenham 0. And Tottenham would happily take the scoreline. They like to stay up in style. It's a long ball from Kinski towards left-hand side. Tell trying to run it behind. It's a flick backwards from Fofana. But now Tell wide left, level with the area. Tries to play it on the outside of Fofana. Fofana blocks it. Fofana rolls it to Palmer. Palmer trying to turn away from Palhinha. Palmer's hobbling here. It's a free kick to Chelsea. Palhinha stood on top of Cole Palmer's right foot. And Palmer looking in pain here. Let it run across him. Oh, it was a clip on Palmer's left ankle from João Palhinha. Definitely sore on for Palmer's sake. Still wincing a bit here. Chelsea take the free kick through Harto. Kukre back to the Dutchman. Harto across the back to Fofana. Santos first time. It's with Sanchez. Richarlison chasing down. Sanchez clears it. Left-footed towards the halfway line. Powerful header forcing Danso. Touch from Colomwani. Couldn't find Richarlison. It was cut out from Santos. Now Harto in the 6-yard box where Sanchez now plays it in the area to Harto. Caicedo rolls a pass lightly to Palmer. Palmer turns by the centre circle. Palmer holds off Palhinha. Santos. Chelsea still in the centre circle. Santos and Fernandes combined. Santos turns. Didn't know where the ball was for a split second. Fernandes by the centre circle. Tries to roll it through for Delap. Intercepted. Richarlison first time pass back for Palhinha. Colomwani challenge from Kukre. Chelsea. Couple yards behind the halfway line with Santos. Now finds Palmer inside right. Palmer onto his left foot. Palmer now to Fernandes. Chelsea edge of the box. Kukre puts a cross in from the left side of the area. Blocked from Porro. And that'll be a corner kick for Chelsea. On the left hand side, that was well worked there from Chelsea. Tottenham losing it in a sloppy manner in central midfield. That's a big part to be a throw for Chelsea. On the left, Kukre now combines with Neto then. Porro steps in and clears away for another Chelsea throw. Pretty much in the same position. And the fact actually, I think it's been given as a decision's been given in Tottenham's favour as a free kick to them. So I think there was an offside against Chelsea. And the throw was taken. So a free kick for Kinski to take. Go to the Zerbi. Just in his black hoodie on the sidelines. He's 8 points. His last 4 Tottenham games, not a bad return. Roberto De Zerbi at all. So Kinski's long free kick flicked on for Richarlison. Nodded from Fofana, headed on for Kukre. Richarlison's header, cut out from Kukre. Fernandes runs into trouble. Porro makes the tackle. Chelsea do get the throw. Kukre, about 4 yards behind halfway, throws it down left. The lap out-muscled from Danso. Danso, short pass, head of him to Porro. Porro's right footed, attempted ball down line, blocked from Fernandes. And that will be a throw for Tottenham. Just shy of midway in their half. So Pedro Porro has the ball under his right arm, wondering what the best option is for this throw. And there's an option inside for Bentancur. Bentancur traps it. Porro again. Porro direct, looking towards the centre circle. Taken with the midriff of Tell. Tell has Gallagher inside, but goes backwards to Udogi. Now it's Van der Ven. Tottenham in their area. Stroked across the box to Danso. Danso right-footed in his pink boots. Pass it to Colomwani. Now first time pass over halfway from Porro to set Colomwani away. Colomwani coming towards the box. Rano Colomwani, right-footed ball in. Flicked away from Wesley Fofana. Heading out to his left from Palhinha. Nice touch from Tell. Matthias Tell. 3 yards by him. Infield is Gallagher. Tell again. Conor Gallagher. Just under 40 yards and goal. Goes backwards now to Van der Ven, who's in the centre circle. He moves it over halfway, square to Danso. Now first time from Bentancur, about 4 yards behind him to Porro. Again to Bentancur. Porro now on halfway. Porro back to Danso. Long to Van der Ven. Van der Ven, short left foot to pass. Gallagher being pressed here from Santos, but Gallagher press resistant. Squares it to Danso. Porro midway inside his half. It's past Bot for Fernandez. Danso does clear it towards halfway. Kukurea steps in front of column one. He slapped past to Caicedo. Richarlison wins the 50-50 against Caicedo. And now Palhinha whips it along to Tell. Has the run of Destiny Doggy in front of him. Palhinha used. Palhinha 30 yards and goal on the inside left. Now Porro swings it towards the back post. Header saved. It was Destiny Doggy's header. Brilliant save from Sanchez. Now cross in. Too high for Richarlison. And turn behind from Kukurea for a corner kick. Really nice move for Tottenham. Bentancur squared it to Porro. Porro just over 25 yards and goal. Powerful header at the back post. So it's Matthias Tell. Matthias Tell with a header. And it came off the post as well. Sanchez didn't get a touch on it. Matthias Tell so close to giving Tottenham a lead in the opening 10 minutes. It smacked Robert Sanchez right post, and the Doggies cross was too heavy on the follow-up. That still resulted in a corner kick, which Pedro Porro now take. On the right-hand side, Ings went towards near post, flicked away, bounced off down in the box and rolls back to Sanchez. A bit risky from Chelsea for a second, leaving the ball, but luckily for them it did go back to Sanchez and no one could latch onto it. Just letting the ball roll loose in the box. Santos links up with Fofana. A Champon, right-footed. Now Neto cuts inside. Neto close to the halfway line. Neto finds Lap. He holds up on halfway to Lap's pass. Cleared away from Van der Ven. Gallagher back to Van der Ven. A light touch to Danso. Danso now over halfway. Danso prods it. And there's right foot to Porro. Porro with a few rolls. And there's right boot. Tottenham dominate possession so far. It's the way De Zerbi likes to operate. Drawing the opposition in. Playing through them. The Doggy. 3 yards behind halfway. Left back. Here's the pass backwards to Van der Ven. Van der Ven walking the ball here. 3 yards from the centre circle. Now Bentancur. Gallagher on halfway. Back to Bentancur. Pedro Porro. That's the moving field. Now Gallagher. Again, good pressing it from Caicedo. Now is Danso. Tottenham just by their area. Kinski. Now it's Van der Ven. Tottenham still in their box. Van der Ven has a bit of time on the ball. Now Palmer moving into the Tottenham area. Kinski still has time though to square it to Danso. Danso, long ball, looking towards Richarlison, the centre circle. Harto climbs over him. Loose ball falls on the chest of Gallagher. He dispossessed from Santos, lifts it in the air. A Champon's header. Now Neto, he lifts over a Doggy. Now Neto heads it on, but no runner beyond him. Now a Doggy has the ball. He has to give it to Van der Ven. It is a Doggy again. Slightly in front of the Tottenham penalty area. Van der Ven. Now to Danso. On the line of the box, and now Porro down the near side. Turn for Bentancur. Porro carries on his run. Porro over halfway on the inside right. Tried to find Richarlison. It was well read for Harto. And now Palmer on the inside right. 40 yards and goal. Neto. Back inside to Palmer. Chelsea getting close to the box now on the D here with a Champon. Returns it to Palmer. Palmer's curl, a good save from Kinski. Scupping across to his right-hand side to push that Cole Palmer shot away. Best football Chelsea played in 13.5 minutes gone at Stamford Bridge. Palmer used Porro as the decoy. Wrapped it around him, but Kinski got across to it. It was a two-handed save. Pushed out for a corner kick on Chelsea's left. So corner taker is Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez with it in swing towards near post. Richarlison heads up in the air. Ball still looping in play. Richarlison heads down in the box. Now Champon. It's out to the left. Fernandez looks to whip him. There's a push there from Champon on Porro. Referee saw it. And a free kick goes in Tottenham's favour. And Chelsea not best pleased, but there was a little nudge on Pedro Porro. It was a silly from Joshua Champon. Just put his arm across Porro. Okay, Porro made the most out of it, but it still was silly from a Champon. The needless, just put his arm across like that. It was a good crossing position for Enzo Fernandez, so Fernandez should be annoyed at his teammate there. So now Tottenham get themselves up the pitch. Free kick for Anthony Kinski to take in this penalty area. Approaching the opening quarter of an hour. Kinski brings it down the inside right. Bounce off of Charlison's right knee. Caicedo. It goes in defence to Fofana. Picks up Caicedo. Now Palmer knocks it forward to Caicedo. Inside right, Caicedo. He's tackled from Van de Ven. Headed down for a doggy. Van de Ven definitely got the ball. And then Tell takes out of play. Caicedo down in pain here. Well, Van de Ven definitely got a touch on the ball. And coming across with the sliding challenge. But Chelsea have improved in the last couple of minutes. Now Van de Ven got the ball, bounced off Caicedo. There was a slight follow through. So look at it again. And the ball was spinning. Van de Ven felt he could win it. He definitely got a touch on the ball, Van de Ven. Caicedo went down, holding his left leg. He's back on his feet now. Moise Caicedo. Palmer just insinuating to the bench that Caicedo is fine. And no medics will need to come on. A little bit gingerly at the moment, Caicedo, but that should be fine to continue. Chelsea now back with the ball. Caicedo in the centre circle. Fofana. Fofana 6 yards behind halfway. Fofana again. Now to Champon. Back to Sanchez. Taps it to Caicedo. Good pressing here from Bentancur and Richarlison. Now Sanchez again just has to clear it long quickly. It's nodded from Bentancur in the centre circle. Fernandez heads to Delap. Delap tackle from Danso. Ball rolls loose to Bentancur. Gallagher. Now it's to Palhinha. First time right foot pass and Porrigan. Backwards to Van de Ven. Van de Ven. That's a really nice pass to pick out Tell. Tell squares it to a doggy. Tell now running behind of a Champon. A Champon gets his toe end onto a doggy's pass. Can prevent it from going for a throat. At least from Chelsea's perspective, Tell wasn't set away down the left. The doggy throws backwards to Van de Ven. Van de Ven left footed. It is Danso. 17 minutes played. Chelsea 0, Tottenham 0. A point for Tottenham should definitely be enough to stay up, but a win would absolutely confirm their Premier League status. Kinski goes long. Free header for Fofana. Heavy header from Fofana. Arto just gets his toe end onto it. Play back to Sanchez. Good create. Sanchez again. Not the best of touches from him, but has time. Still control the ball. Sanchez then goes direct. Header from a doggy. Nice touch from Palmer. Palhinha follows him out wide inside to Neto. Neto midway in the Tottenham half. Now Fernandez has room in the centre. Fernandez, 24 yards. Oh, that's a peach of a strike from Enzo Fernandez. Well, maybe this battle for survival is not over yet. Enzo Fernandez, that is how to hit a ball. Outstanding. In the middle three. De Zerbi would be furious that the Chelsea captain was unmarked. It was Palmer down the right, inside to Neto. Tottenham were just backing off. And Enzo Fernandez had licence to take on the shot. He was minimally over 25 yards from goal. He just whipped it, right-footed. Not a prayer for Kinski, who was trying to get across to his right side to deny Fernandez. No denying that. And Chelsea look to keep their European hopes alive. It is Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. And as it stands, West Ham's survival hopes will still be alive. Pedro Porro just telling his teammates to stay calm again. Plenty of time to go. Just coming up to the 19th minute. Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. And the former Blue, Conor Gallagher, gets us back on the way. Long for Kinski, and Tottenham respond immediately. Richarlison flicks down the left-hand side, too far for Colomwani. That'll be a goal kick for Chelsea. We go to Sunderland on the last day. Sunderland, would you believe it, in the fight for European football. Chelsea would be into 8th spot. Here's the European spot. They'll be above West London, fellow West Londoners Brentford on goal difference. So So that was a superb hit from Enzo Fernandez. Did not save those. Robert Sanchez with the goal kick. Looking towards left-hand side. Bounces away from Enzo Fernandez. That'll be a throw for Pedro Porro to take. Which is just over midway. In fact, just well over midway inside his half. So Porro's throw. Miscontrol from Bentancur, but Bentancur gets it back. Dribbles in between Delap and Caicedo. Bentancur turns forwards to Porro. Porro now looking towards the centre. Can't pick out Mateus Tel. That ball just swooped too high. For him, went over his head in the end. So over 20 minutes in it, Stamford Bridge. Enzo Fernandez, a couple of minutes ago, striking. Chelsea in front, but Tottenham were just backing off. Space has opened up, and I have to say, probably since the 10th minute onwards, there have been warning signs that Tottenham of spaces opening up in their side. See, Tottenham have to go for it and try and seal survival tonight, but still, Chelsea go long to the lap. He's battling with Danso. Danso holds the lap off. Danso goes down. And that will be a free kick for Tottenham. Danso takes. Oh, it's gone to his left to Van de Ven. Van de Ven. Halfway in his own territory. Van de Ven. Back along the defensive line to Danso. Gallagher. Short forward pass to Colomwani. Hounced on with a flick, but just reaches Caicedo. Now it's Palmer in the centre circle. Tackle from Palhinha. Rolls loose into the Chelsea defence to Harto. Fofana. Taps it right footed now. Champon. Return back and give it to Fofana. Champon to Palmer. Palmer facing his own, Neto facing his own goal. A Champon again. Now Chelsea back in their box. Fofana to Sanchez, who's in the 6-yard area. Now João Harto. Fernandez turns and whips it first time right footed. Delap in his half. Holds it up against Van de Ven. He's drawn Van de Ven in well there. Delap now. Fernandez from halfway. That is too far ahead of Liam Delap. That's Palhinha. Back to Kinski. To turn from Palhinha. Square to Udogi. Kinski left side of his box. Anthony Kinski clips it. With his left boot looking for Richarlison. Fofana climbs over him. And that's a foul there from Conor Gallagher in the centre circle on Andre Santos. Clear contact on the Chelsea midfielder, and Gallagher just helping him back up the Stamford Bridge turf. And Santos certainly a player with talent, that's for sure. Again, Chelsea would need Man City to turn it around against Bournemouth to have a chance of getting into the top 6 on the final day. Which could be Champions League spot if Villa finish 5th and win in Istanbul tomorrow night in the Europa League final. Harto. Now is Fofana. Look, go back to Harto. That's exactly what happens. Harto. Colomwani approaching him. Square to Fernandez. Right footed, controlled the midriff of Delap. Good battle between him and Van de Ven. Caicedo just in front of halfway now, plays it down the inside left to Cucurella. Cucurella in the box. Cross comes in. Palmer controls. Back towards goal. Now Delap whips it well over the bar. Sums up Liam Delap's season. That finish, it was a really good opportunity for him there. Delap did hold it up well against Van de Ven. Then Caicedo, a couple yards ahead of halfway. Excellent first time pass with his right boot down the inside left channel. Cucurella got the cross in. Palmer took it under a spell, played it to Delap, and Delap should have done better. Wrapped his right foot around the ball, but well over the bar. Kinski's goal kick. It's headed backwards from Harto. Richarlison run onto it, just bounced off Richarlison's hip. Colomwani. He was marginally over 40 yards from goal. Now it's on halfway of Bentancur. Right footed from Danso. So Tottenham on the ball with Bentancur. Van de Ven coming up to the 24th minute. Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. Enzo Fernandez with the finish. First time for Richarlison. Van de Ven's pass. Tottenham down the centre circle. Bentancur. Wide right to Colomwani. Back inside to midfield to Gallagher. Bentancur on the inside right. There's almost 30 yards from goal. The number 30 has the ball again for Tottenham. Now Danso. Square in the centre circle to Van de Ven. Now Bentancur played across the halfway line to Destiny Udogi. Udogi, heavy pass on the turn. Colomwani kept it in play. Now Udogi has it again. Surge over halfway with Charleston, lays it back towards the doggy, then Caicedo steps in, takes control of the ball. Harto to Fernandes, one-touch football from Chelsea. Santos now to Delap, holds it up. Delap's pass bounced off of Caicedo. Now Fernandes helps it to the wide left to Cucurella. Clips it towards the back post and almost fell to Neto. But they're tracking back really well was Matthias Tell. He's headed it behind for a corner kick. Reminder, Bournemouth 1, Man City 0. That means Arsenal would be champions. Even Man City equalise, that would still be enough for Arsenal to win the league. Okay, Man City, again, I top there. Chelsea be open. That Man City can turn around there. Well, Chelsea got to do the job themselves here. Holding open. West Ham out as well. Play Leeds on the final day. West Ham certainly didn't help themselves out. That's the James part of the torrid performance this Sunday evening. The Neto's corner from the right. Head away from Palhinha. Now headed out the penalty area from Udogie. It is the Chelsea left back, Cucurella on the ball. Square to Caicedo, Fernandes. Just over 40 yards and goal. Back in the Chelsea after Caicedo. Sanchez. 3 yards in front of the D. Sanchez looking towards Fernandes on the inside left. Header met from Danso. Heavy touch with the right foot of Caicedo on halfway. Breaks in the Tottenham midfield to Bentancur. Tottenham middled their half with Van de Ven. Mickey Van de Ven taking a few slow steps with the ball. Van de Ven left-footed. 4 yards over halfway to Udogie now. Helps it down the left towards Tell. Fofana gets there first. Fofana being pressurised. Fofana turns. Clips it away. Now Gallagher climbs the header. He's managed to flick it back to Bentancur. Palmer on Bentancur's blind side. But Bentancur got the pass off to Danso. Palhinha inside right. Now it's Porro on the ball. Level with the send circle. Just has to roll it back in his half to Danso. Danso on the real pressure from Delap. But Danso clips it over the top of Cucurella. Now Colomwani pinning Harto here. Now Cucurella gets back, makes the tackle, clears it, only as far as Palhinha. That's another really good tackle from João Harto. Will be a throw for Tottenham in the attacking third. Tottenham looking for that equaliser coming up to the 27th minute. Pedro Porro drifts in field. Porro now. Short pass outside of the right boot to Colomwani. Colomwani slow ball in, cleared away from Harto. Fernandes leaning into Palhinha, goes down, and here's a free kick in into Fernandes' favour. And Palhinha is just leaning into it. Fernandes made sure to win that free kick. Now Chelsea can get that ball forward. Could they put more pressure on Tottenham? Go two goals up. So Chelsea. Free kick across the fence. Harto, Fofana linking up. Caicedo. Just tap back to Harto. Now here's Fofana on the ball. Palmer. First time to Santos. Now Delap in the send circles. Left for Palmer. Palmer plays that in between Porro and Danso. Cucurella on the chase. Now Porro with the foul on Cucurella. Sprinted out towards Cucurella. But Cucurella skipped over the challenger Porro. And a yellow card with Pedro Porro as well. Can't say I disagree with the referee's call there. It's a full-blooded challenge from Porro. He definitely caught the Chelsea man. So free kick wide left for Chelsea. Pedro Porro's 10th yellow of the season. So free kick will be wide left. And it'll be Fernandes or Neto to take. Can Fernandes get an assist to add to his goal? It's the only goal so far. 28.5 minutes played. So Fernandes looks definite to whip this one in. Him and Neto still in conversation. So it will be Fernandes to deliver. And the wide left, Fernandes wraps his right foot around the ball, hits the bar! Almost beat Kinski's near post. Oh, that would have been a spectacular goal from Enzo Fernandes. It was a wicked free kick, whipped with his right boot. So close to catching Kinski out. Certainly mighty relief, Danston Kinski. Free kick rattled the bar. Tottenham playing out from the back. Van de Ven. Turn from Tell. So we're halfway to Udogie. inside to Gallagher. Tottenham just in front of halfway. The doggy back to Van de Ven. Mickey Van de Ven strokes it left-footed. So it's Danso turns. Square to Van de Ven. Van de Ven halfway now. Tottenham inside left for doggy. Well challenged there from Santos, and it's a free kick as well. Given against Destiny Doggy. And Santos, really good challenge. I think the doggy might have clipped his head as well. Sorry, it was Josh Achampo on the challenge. Slid into it really well. Achampo was saying that the doggy clipped his head. Doggy was saying he did it. Free kick went in Chelsea's favour. Half hour gone at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. So as it stands, fight for survival going down to the final day. Here's Chelsea with Caicedo. Now Wesley Fofana. Fofana turns. Back to Caicedo. Square across the back gets Harto. First time from Fernandes. Clear on the halfway line from Van de Ven. Now Richarlison lays off to Gallagher, who's inside left. Now Tottenham wide on that left-hand side with Destiny Doggy. Prodded back to Gallagher. Tottenham still edge of the box. Palhinha. That's a really tame pass, and Palhinha cut out a Champon's clearance, blocked from Palhinha. Now Palhinha leans into a Champon, but he did get it back, but the referee has given a foul against Ja Palhinha. His arms are out wide at the moment, Palhinha. Saying, how was that a free kick? Well, to me, there was a push with Palhinha on the Champon, so not really sure you can have too many complaints about that, to be honest. And so far, Tottenham only one shot and it wasn't even on target. Chelsea had 4 shots, half them on target, and won them into the back of net through Enzo Fernandez. Head away from Danso from the goal kick. Now it's in the centre circle. Caicedo and Harto all the way backwards to Sanchez. Now for Fofana. Fofana rolls it through the D to Harto. Draw Harto, midway inside his half. Plays that between Bentancur and Colomwani. Now clear from Danso. Caicedo by the centre circle. Drills it to the lap. Controls that really well on the left. Now Kukureya's pass deflects towards Delap. Just gets away from Delap in the end. And deflection off Van de Ven. Took it to Kinski instead. Kinski rolls it to Danso. Danso. There's a few touches with his right foot. Now throws the pass for Richarlison. Now stepping forward is Harto to win it. Harto in the attacking third. He gets away from Bentancur. Harto skips over the challenge of Palhinha, but Harto took a heavy touch. Now Van de Ven cleared. So Tottenham over halfway. Here's Tell. Nice pass in field to Gallagher. Now Gallagher to the runner Porro on the inside right. Tottenham in the attacking third. Porro to Colomwani. Right side of the box. Colomwani's cross. Too high. So disappointing there from Rando Colomwani. He was in a great position to get a good delivery in. Absolute waste from Colomwani. Should be doing a lot better. And the goal kick for Chelsea. Again, the play for Tottenham was nice to get themselves into that position. An absolute waste. So Joe Harto, I thought he was going to start the goal kick, but that just will be Robert Sanchez hitting this long. So Sanchez just telling all of his teammates to push higher. So this goal kick will absolutely be going direct. Right-footed from Robert Sanchez. And towards the inside left, the lap, it comes off his back. Danso holding his face, he's still on his feet though, Danso, and then Palhinha's header towards Porro, and that's headed back to Kinski. Kinski rolls it to Van de Ven. Van de Ven looking for an option to play out from the back, which has to go square to Danso. Van de Ven again. Still in about the same amount of space, Van de Ven. He's midway inside his half. Turn there from Palhinha. Pass goes over halfway, but Tottenham back in the half now. The Doggy's pass blocked from Palmer. Doggy gets across. It does concede the throw, and that was good pressure there from Cole Palmer. So Chelsea throw midway inside the Tottenham half. That's back on halfway with Fofana. Santos in the centre circle. Has it again from Fernandes. Santos right-footed. Chelsea still in the centre circle with Fofana. Rolled across halfway to a Champong. Fofana. Champong. Chelsea still just behind halfway. Champong clipped it down the right. Header from Udogie now. Caicedo runs onto it. Neto. Rolled into midfield to Santos. Knocked back here for Harto. Harto to the left to Cucurella. Midway in the Tottenham half. Inside in midfield to Santos. Enzo Fernandez inside left. Trying to turn away from Colomwani. Fernandez protecting the ball really well here. Fernandez insinuating he should have had a free kick. Also to Caicedo, level with the centre circle. Now plays the ball inside of it to Fofana. Palmer turns. Santos inside right. Santos to Palmer. Lovely take from Palmer. Good tackle from Bentancur. Now Udogie has it. Udogie running towards halfway. Udogie, that's a good standing challenge there. In central midfield from Andres Santos. Now Fernandez in the centre circle. Rolled it through for Delap. That's good work from Danso to get his toe end onto the ball. Now Van de Ven out to Porro. Now Porro inside, just walking with the ball there. Paulinho picks up Bentancur in the centre circle. Bentancur now exits the centre circle. Ball's on his right foot at the moment. Square to Paulinho. Bentancur first time pass blocked from Caicedo, but Paulinho does have it. Holds off Caicedo. Tottenham on the right. In the half, Bentancur. In the field to Porro. Porro now drills it low, laces at the right boot to the wide left to Tell. Matthias Tell cuts inside of a Champong. Tell now just beyond the box, good tackle there from a Champong. Here's Caicedo. Now Udogie out muscles a Champong. Gallagher rolls it to Tell, left side of the box. Matthias Tell now goes a shot, but got his right foot caught underneath the ball, and that shot skied miles over the bar. Udogie won it back superbly. Gallagher inside left, rolled it to Matthias Tell. He just drifted away from Joshua Champong, but got the finish all wrong. As I said, right foot caught underneath the ball. Really poor strike from Matthias Tell. It is a free kick for Harto to start off. It's clipped from Sanchez, too high for Pedro Neto. So here is a throw for Matthias Tell for Destiny Udogie to take. Going back to Mickey Van de Ven. Gallagher asking for it by the centre circle. Van de Ven walking towards it. Square to Danso. Delap approaching Danso. Danso gets his pass off quickly. Porro clips it forwards. Nice touch there for Colomwani. Again, making sure Cucurella doesn't get a piece of the ball. Now Cucurella does. Good tackle there, but it rolls loose to Gallagher. Tottenham going backwards. Bentancur now plays it outside the right to Paulinho to hold up against Palmer. Bentancur again. Bentancur just over 35 yards from goal. Now Udogie down the left for Bentancur. Bentancur keeps away from Neto. Bentancur still holding Neto off. Loses Udogie once more. Backwards to Tell. Now is Paulinho in the centre circle with Danso. Tottenham enjoying possession here, but they're goal down at Stamford Bridge. Fastly approaching the 38th minute. Tottenham on the ball with Gallagher. Bentancur pokes it back to Van de Ven. Van de Ven with a few rolls of the ball. Van de Ven to his right foot. Short square pass to Paulinho. On that side for Tell. Tell backwards. Up yards ahead of halfway is Van de Ven. Now Danso in the centre circle. Van de Ven again. Turns onto his left foot. First time for Paulinho. Nice turn for Tell. Now Desi Udogie. Push really high. Udogie deflect the cross towards near post. Clear from Arto. Now Champong holding off for Udogie. So Chelsea close to the corner flag. A Champong can't keep hold of the ball, but that rolls loose to Harto. Harto clears. Push forwards as Van de Ven heads it down. Free kick given against Tottenham. Not entirely sure why. There must have been maybe a push from Desi Udogie. Again, Tottenham last few minutes getting a good foothold again. They need to try and test Robert Sanchez. They've been toothless in the attacking third. 39 minutes played, which Chelsea won, Tottenham 0. As it stands, fight for survival going down to the final day. Tottenham realistically just need 1 point, but 3 would absolutely secure their Premier League status. Free kick from Sanchez. Powerful header from Danso towards the centre circle. Helped off Richarlison. Kolawani on the run, but Kukurea clears. Now Porro first time over halfway. Gallagher goes down as he fouled from Santos. Referee doesn't award a free kick. Fernandez picks up Palmer in the centre circle. Palmer onto his left foot. Short to Caicedo in the centre circle. Now Santos, 35 yards from the target. Right footer, swept out to Kukurea. Santos again. Now Harto. Chelsea on the halfway line with Caicedo. And a light right footer pass to Fofana. Rolled out to Neto. And he's narrowly in front of halfway. In the centre circle, Caicedo. Harto walks it just behind the halfway line. Stops it now. Caicedo in the centre circle. Tap to Fofana. Over halfway, running onto it is a Champon. Dispossessed from Udogie. Gallagher square to Bentancur. Backwards to Paulinho. Van de Ven. Just under 5 minutes of normal time remaining in this first half. Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. Bentancur now plays it in behind for Kolawani. A little bit too ahead of Kolawani. Really good idea from Bentancur, and Kolawani puts a thumbs up as well. Sanchez throws it to Kukurea to Fernandez. Kukurea barged into by his former teammate Conor Gallagher. Kukurea less than place. Bit of back and forth between Gallagher and Kukurea. And still going on here. And Kukurea says on to Gallagher. I was putting his hand over his mouth. So the referee just getting across now. Porro's just trying to diffuse things. There was Gallagher just barged into Kukurea. That was needless from Conor Gallagher, mine. It really was. Just taking his frustrations out on Kukurea there. Tottenham needs to get the heads here. They're still in a good position. Again, one more point. It should be safe. So there's a free kick for Chelsea to take. Harto back to Sanchez. Now for Fofana. Short left foot to pass to Champon. Fofana. Here's Harto. Harto crests it left footed to Fernandez. Fernandez can't find Harto, but just fall to Fofana though. Now a Champon. Neto, 5 yards behind halfway, drills it down the far side, picks out Delap. Delap now against Van de Ven. Delap rolls away from Van de Ven, goes down. Good work there from Liam Delap. And Mickey Van de Ven saying he hardly pulled Liam Delap, but to me there was a shirt tug from Delap. So it will be a free kick by away. Arsenal are 20 minutes away from winning the Premier League. Bournemouth still leading Man City by a goal to nil. Bournemouth by away on the verge of qualifying for the Champions League. Again, they're in a great position. If Aston Villa win the Europa League final tomorrow and they finish fifth, Bournemouth will be Champions League, or Bournemouth will get in the top five themselves if Liverpool drop points to Brentford and Bournemouth win at Forest on the final day. They will get to the Champions League. What an achievement that will be. Again, that will get lost in obviously Arsenal winning the league if Bournemouth do their job, but you've got to give massive credit to Bournemouth. What a job Andoni Iraola's done there. I'm sure he won't be short of offers this summer. Although Chelsea did choose Xabi Alonso over him. So a free kick for Chelsea to take on the right-hand side. Level with the corner of the penalty area. So looks like Neto will be the man to deliver it. Neto's free kick. Easy catch there for Kinski. Oh, did Chelsea appearing that Kinski took the ball over the line, but to me, Kinski definitely didn't, and the referee's watch didn't go off. And it was a nasty whip ball for Neto. I thought Kinski caught it comfortably initially, and then he was close to actually taking that one over the line, but didn't do so. Now it's Paulinho looking towards the centre circle. Pass too much on it for Richarlison, so Fofana now has it. Sanchez in the deep. Just under a minute and a half of normal time to go in this first half. Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. Caicedo links up midfield with Santos now. First time for Delap in the centre circle to Santos. Chelsea just head of halfway on the left with Fernandez. Back in the centre circle with Harto, left-footed. It's Fofana. Fofana, right foot pass to find Santos. Virtually on the halfway line. And just lightly plays it behind him to Harto. Fernandez. Fernandez again in the centre circle. Chelsea just playing one-touch football at the moment. Fofana to Champon. Inside to Santos. Chelsea moving the ball superbly here. Caicedo back for Santos. Good strength from Santos against Gallagher in the centre circle. Now it's whipped from Harter to Cucurella. A couple yards shy of halfway. Caicedo now pokes it to Fernandez. Fernandez, is he pushing back from Danso? I think a free kick's been given in Chelsea favour, but for a late foul. Caicedo. Now it's a bit of back and forth there between Richarlison and Fofana, which quickly needs to be simmered down. And there was a late challenge on Caicedo, which is why the free kick was given in Chelsea's favour. So Van de Ven and Fernandez and Gallagher will talk to the referee here. Caicedo's back on his feet now. He's close to referees here as well. Referee just talking with Fernandez and Van de Ven here. Two skippers are just 1 minute of add-on time as first half. There's just the one goal in this game so far, going in Chelsea's favour, keeping their European hopes alive, but more importantly, meaning that the fight survival as it stands will go down to the final day. So Chelsea, free kick goes long, header from Danso. Oh, it's a miscue volley there from Palhinha, but it does fall to Bentancur, only as far as Fernandez now. Palmer, shot from the D, roll just wide. Great chance for Chelsea in first half stoppage time to go 2 goals up. The Danso headed away. Awful clearance of Palhinha, did fall to Bentancur, then Bentancur lost out, gets Fernandez, passed it to Palmer on the D. Palmer, it was a tame right-footed strike, but it was almost heading in. The doggy to Richarlison, holds it up. Richarlison barged into by Fofana. Be a free kick to Tottenham, but again, the minute is up, so I don't think there'll be time to take the free kick. And just waiting for the referee's half-time whistle. Richarlison back off the turf now, holding his lower back. Free kick taken to Van de Ven, and the referee puts his whistle to his mouth. And half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea who are doing West Ham a favour. They lead by a goal to nil. Enzo Fernandez with the goal. Just over 25 yards out, took the strike on, the space opened up for Chelsea on the right. Swept the ball inside, and Fernandez finished it brilliantly. Tottenham have been toothless this first half. Palmer dragged one wide right at the end of the half. Chelsea deserved their 1-goal lead. And a big second half needed from Tottenham to secure Premier League survival. Half-time at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. Hello and welcome back to Stamford Bridge, where it's Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. Tottenham need to get something from this to all but, if they get a point that all but secures 5 or all 3, and they'll absolutely secure it. And Chelsea gets underway for the second half. Chelsea looking to keep their European hopes alive. So Sanchez looking for Delap. Head away from Bentancur, and he's as far as Caicedo. Richarlison putting pressure on. Caicedo rolls it back in the D to Sanchez. Now Sanchez short to Fofana. Here is a Champon. Champon now. Look for Neto. Finds him. Neto holding it up, trying to wriggle away from Destiny Udogie. Neto still holding on to it well. Now Fofana turns, and here is Sanchez. Sanchez, right foot on top of the ball. Square in the box to Harto. Works out to Cucurella. Cucurella now. Down the line. Clear from halfway from Danso. And that will be a Chelsea throw midway inside the half. Cucurella throws it back to Harto. Now it's Fofana in the D. Fofana right-footed. Now Palmer running onto it. Third time touch of Santos. Now it's left for Delap. Delap flicks it. Here's Santos inside left. Now Chelsea in the attacking third. Cucurella cuts it back now for Fernandes. Back forwards to Cucurella. Cucurella on the byline. And Deporo knocked that out of play. That's exactly what he did. It will be a corner for Chelsea on the left-hand side. Deporo needed to get a touch on that to prevent Cucurella from getting a cross in. So early corner for Chelsea in this second half from the left. Oh, they'd love to keep Tottenham in this relegation battle. So West Ham fans will be watching on with nerves, though some of them would accept the relegation after the way they performed at Newcastle at the weekend. Cornering for Fernandes, caught from Kinski. Now Kinski, we go for a long throw, still taking his time here, Kinski. Step rolls it in the box to Van de Ven. It is Bentancur. Van de Ven, 5-yard pass to Palhinha. Tottenham can go backwards from midfield to central defence. Van de Ven walking with it. 2 minutes into the second half. Danso gets away from Delap. Danso now to Bentancur. Good pressing from Santos, forcing Bentancur. Played backwards to Van de Ven. Just ahead of Van de Ven is Palhinha. João Palhinha, right-footed. Gallagher first time. Tottenham on the line of their penalty area with Van de Ven. Now back in the box with Kinski. Tap to Danso. Now is Porro. Tottenham trying to work something in. They play it towards halfway to Richarlison. Now Gallagher. Gallagher goes to the switch. Can he pick out Tell? He can. Tell brings it down with his right foot. A lovely flick there down the line from Tell to Udogie. Good strength from Fofana to get there before Udogie nudging away from the ball. Neto turns away from Tell and Udogie to give it to Champon. Back here for Santos. That's a poor pass there from Santos towards Fofana. It's been kicked straight out of play there. And Santos, a pretty simple pass for him to make. So it is a throw-in on the left-hand side for Kevin Danso to take. Danso level with the penalty area. It's back to Destiny Udogie. Udogie's cross towards the back post, way too high for Richarlison. Straight out of play. What a Chelsea throw again. It was a good chance for Udogie to get a good cross in. And completely wasted it. 3.5 minutes into the second half. Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. It's the same scoreline in Bournemouth's favour against Man City. Arsenal are minutes away from becoming Premier League champions. Not exactly what Tottenham fans want here. That's putting that lightly, to be honest. Of course, Tottenham need to focus on themselves here, though. And they need to make sure to get something. And Cole Palmer just putting his boot back on. Not exactly what Chelsea fans want here as well. Could be even worse for Chelsea if Arsenal win the Champions League. Of course, Chelsea only team in London to win European Cup, as they always like to remind Arsenal and Tottenham. Sure, there would have been a few of those chances going around tonight. Stamford Bridge, so Cucurella to take the throw here, level with the penalty area. Cucurella's throw. Fernandes. Flick to Delap. Delap holds up and Gallagher steps in and wins it back. Breaks here to Bentancur. There was a challenge on Palhinha just seconds before Bentancur got the ball, so it is a free kick for Tottenham. So Fofana who put the challenge in. So free kick for Tottenham. Shy 40 yards from goal. And And it will be Pedro Porro to take it on the inside right. So can he put into dangerous delivery? We maybe go for a pass. He does go for the pass actually to the wide right. And Teller goes back to Porro. And now Tottenham going to get ball to the right side. Lovely ball to Richarlison. It's wide. Oh, what a chance for Tottenham to draw level. It was a terrific delivery on the left-hand side from Matthias Tell. Whipped him right foot to Richarlison. Free header. How was he not scored that? I have no idea. Golden opportunity for Tottenham to draw level. And Richarlison, let's hope that it doesn't come back to haunt him on the final whistle on Sunday. So Chelsea set the goal kick, started off from Harto. Richarlison closing down Sanchez, but Sanchez clears it quickly. Headed in the centre circle from Udogie. Now Gallagher is Tell on halfway, turns back and gives it into the feet of Van de Ven. Bentancur. He is Danso. Pass goes over halfway. Now Richarlison has it. Richarlison's pass blocked. Now here is Gallagher. By the way, Man City have equalised late at the Vitality Stadium. So it's Tottenham now looking for an equaliser themselves down the left-hand side with Tell. Can't round a Champon. Nice turn there for a Champon now. It's been won back from Tell. No, it's been given as a free kick against Tottenham. Erling Haaland by the way with the goal. Surprise, surprise. And Tottenham been on the front foot though in the last couple of minutes. And Man City could they score another equaliser? I think it's too late, too little too late though. In seconds to go. Vitality, so Arsenal still should get over the line this evening as champions. Confirm that shortly when that final result comes through. But here at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. So Robert Sanchez on free kick duty here. Sanchez clips it towards Delap. Head away from Danso. Towering header there from Fofana. Now knocked to Bentancur, from Bentancur to Udogie. Van de Ven picks out Tell, and now kept in play for Udogie on the left. Richarlison trying to set away Destiny. Udogie is up against the Champon. Champon gets across, got himself in between the ball and Udogie really well there. Joshua Champon, and it is a free kick for Chelsea. And Champon's done a solid job at full-back this evening. By the way, that does mean that Bournemouth's hopes of catching Liverpool all but over. And there you have it, by the way. Arsenal are champions of the Premier League. It's finished one apiece at the Vitality. So Bournemouth keep their unbeaten record up. But congratulations to Arsenal. The wait is over. Not since the infamous Invincibles of 2004 have Arsenal won the Premier League. So big congratulations to them. And Chelsea take the free kick towards the lap. Header from Delap goes backwards. Now it's Desi Doggy, so Tottenham and Chelsea fans will not be pleased at all. Arsenal being Premier League champions, obviously. So it is Richarlison. 7 yards behind halfway. The Doggy, Palhinha. Now back to Van de Ven. Van de Ven just walking the ball at defence. Palhinha asking for it. It's gone square for Danso. On halfway is Porro, lifted out to the wide right. Colomwani has it. And back now to Porro. Danso. Van de Ven. And Palmer trying to close down. Tottenham still keep possession at the back. Danso brings it away from Delap. It is Porro. Back to Danso. Danso once more gets away from Delap. And on half turn is Porro. Kept in play from Colomwani. It's a heavy pass from Porro, and the Colomwani flicked up in the air. Bounced off his chest. Cucurella sticking nice and tight to him as a throw for Chelsea, and surely that was a foul from Caicedo. Bentancur did trip him up, and it will be a free kick for Chelsea, just over 35 yards from goal. And Caicedo and Fernandes standing behind this. I presume this will be a short free kick. Could the nightmare be complete for Tottenham if they lose tonight? And lose on Sunday, West Ham win. The Arsenal champions and Tottenham relegated. It just can't get any worse. Let Tottenham be open. They get that point. Should definitely see them safe. The Champon. Caicedo in the centre circle. Back to Fofana. Parto left-footed. Now here's Enzo Fernandez. That does also end Chelsea's hopes of catching Bournemouth as well. So Chelsea's chance of the Champions League are officially over. Caicedo sweeps it towards the right-hand side. Nice touch there for Neto. Chelsea into the attacking third. Neto right side of the box. A few step overs. Neto cuts in. Neto shots blocked from his own man and Cole Palmer. Now Doggy outmuscles Neto, goes down. And that will be a free kick to Tottenham. A slight nudge on Destiny Doggy. And Gallagher walks away from the ball, so Kinski will be going along here. De Zerbi in conversation with his coaching staff. So Robert De Zerbi in the pockets at the moment, wondering maybe he could change this game. And form beaten for De Zerbi at the moment, just taking Tottenham out the drop zone. Tends to stay out of it, of course. Kinski's free kick. Drilled down left too high. In the end for Matthias Tel. So Champon to take the throw midway inside his half. And Caicedo asking for it. The Champon throws it down the line. Delat controls it ahead of Van de Ven. First time for Palmer, it's blocked from Destiny Doggy. Now Danso. Bentancur plays it through legs of Fernandez. Here come Tottenham over halfway with Pedro Porro. Porro now slows himself down. Stab back into the feet of Bentancur. So Bentancur to Pedro Porro. It is Danso. Danso holds off the lap. Now Porro plays it back. Van de Ven by the centre circle. Now Conor Gallagher on the ball. Bentancur return back to Gallagher. It's wide right. Here with Colomwani. He's against Kukureya. Colomwani now into the box. Colomwani can get across. Colomwani still Colomwani hits it off of Kukureya. And that will be a corner kick for Tottenham on the right-hand side. There's good work there for Colomwani to weave his way into the box. But also equally as good work from Kukureya, sticking to the task, make sure Colomwani didn't get a sniff of putting that into the centre of the area. But Tottenham do have a corner on the right-hand side. Approaching the 58th minute. Chelsea lead by a goal to nil. So it will be Pedro Porro to deliver. Out swinging from the far side. Porro's corner kick. Header from Richarlison. Save from Sanchez. A second header chance for Richarlison in this second half. This one wasn't as bad as the first header, where he should have buried that one. This one was really good for Richarlison to leap above Andre Santos. Couldn't quite get the power he wanted. Save low down from Sanchez. Chelsea in the centre circle with Fernandez, who received it from Palmer. Chelsea on halfway with Kukureya. Back to Enzo Fernandez. It's his goal separating the two sides this evening. Fofana by the centre circle. Right foot to now roll to Neto. Will he go down the line? And the Doggies blocking that chance off, so Neto has to play it safe to Fofana. It is a Champon. And Fofana. Fofana right footed. Palmer now loses possession, gets Tel on the halfway line. Now Tel runs into trouble. Play from Santos now. Delap holds up. Palmer takes care of the ball. Palmer then tackled and it rolls further forward to Chelsea, though, but Van de Ven will get to it against Palmer, and Palmer blocks Van de Ven's clearance down the left-hand side. So Chelsea can try and squeeze up the pitch here. So it's a throw for Destiny, a Doggy to take. And Xabi Alonso, of course, be watching on eagle-eyed and thinking how he's going to form this Chelsea team next season. Matthias Tel holds up the throw. Neto trying to win it back. Now tackle from Santos. Gallagher then steps in. And Santos puts another tackle. Palmer on the right side. Clear pull back for Conor Gallagher. And it's a free kick to Chelsea in the attacking third. And I think Palmer insinuating that should be a card given as well. And Gallagher Pull back Palmer, I wouldn't say in a ridiculously aggressive manner though. In Tottenham with all the bookings so far, Van de Ven and Porro in the book. Gallagher does escape, joining them two though. So hour gone at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. So that result would take it down to the final day. The race for survival, and Chelsea in that European hunt as well. Get themselves in a good position. Up into 8th, Chelsea at fellow European hopeful Sunderland. The final day of the season. Fernandes whips in towards near post, diving head away from Gallagher. And in the end, a free kick given against Chelsea. I think it was a slight push from Wesley Fofana in the penalty area. So Kinski starts off the free kick. Danso and a Porro inside to Bentancur. Pokes it towards the centre circle. Richarlison. This is dispossessed from Santos. Fofana finds Palmer on halfway. To a Champon. Sanchez. First time from the D. And Chelsea in possession with Santos. Can't find a forward pass though. Back to Sanchez. Now it's on the left hand side. Here with Harto. Harto and Phil to Santos and the D. Now Santos back to Fofana, who's on the byline here. Fofana whips it forwards. Bouncing towards the centre circle. Headed down from Delap. To his right to Neto. Couldn't quite find Cole Palmer. And Tottenham back in possession. Bentancur 3 yards beyond him to Van de Ven. Across the back line to Danso. Delap all over the back of him. Danso does keep it, gets his pass off to Van de Ven. Now Palhinha. João Palhinha drags it onto his right foot. Van de Ven. Square now to Danso. Picks up Gallagher. Conor Gallagher. It is Tottenham on the ball with Tell. Pass back to Palhinha. Tottenham enjoying possession here with Danso. And that 4 yards to his right to Porro. Bentancur gives away to Cucurella, steps onto it. Cucurella, poor pass down the left though. And Tottenham with Danso. Bentancur, Delap and Fernandes trying to box Danso in here, but Danso gets his pass back to his keeper. Kinski finds Bentancur on the half turn. And he rolls it towards left hand side. Tell just ahead of halfway. Tell down the inside left, but too far ahead of Udogie. And Fofana trying to get this one out of play. Good tackle there for Richarlison. The referee has given a free kick against Tottenham though. Yellow card as well. Well, actually Richarlison and Udogie went into the same challenge. So I'm not quite sure who the referee's given the yellow card to. Pass was heavy there from Tell. Trying to look for Udogie. Udogie slid towards the ball. So it was Udogie who caught Wesley Fofana. Udogie got a slight piece of the ball but did catch Fofana first. So correctly the Tottenham left back is given a yellow card, his 4th of the campaign. James Maddison warming up on the sidelines. It was fantastic to see him back on the pitch against Leeds. And can he come on tonight and be that difference maker to Tottenham to getting back in this game? Chelsea with Fofana. Now Sanchez. Tottenham trying to push up here. Gallagher and Richarlison. Fofana plays it through Gallagher and Richarlison. Good sliding tackle there from Palhinha to win it. Gallagher finds Richarlison. Poor touch from Richarlison though. Comes off the chest of Bentancur. Lifted too high from Enzo Fernandez. In the middle of the Chelsea half for Cucurella. So throw from Tottenham is Danso. Bentancur pokes it inside to Palhinha. Down the centre circle with Van de Ven. Square to Danso. Trying to get away from Delap. Delap wins the challenge. And it's Colomwani's pass blocked from Delap. Caicedo just knocked into by Colomwani just in front of the Chelsea box. So free kick to the Blues. Caicedo takes. Now Chelsea try and get themselves over halfway. A Champon. Chelsea middle their half. Midway inside it. It's Fofana to Harto. Fofana again, right footed. Finds Delap in the centre circle. Touch to Santos. Now Tottenham have it back with Danso. Little pull there from Delap on Danso. Now Bentancur down the right here. Colomwani into the box. Colomwani low crossing. Couldn't find Richarlison. Cleared away. Palhinha controls. Now here's Danso. Tottenham. Slightly over 35 yards and goal, Bentancur back in the centre circle to Danso. Van de Ven moves out the centre circle, right through the centre. Van de Ven now square to the right-hand side. Porro in the attacking third, Porro's cross. Can Richarlison get to it? Richarlison, bicycle kick to keep it in play. Headed backwards from Neto. And just lifted out the box for a Champong. And there's a doggy. Now Palhinha. Palhinha, square and infield to Van de Ven. Danso on the halfway line. Danso turns. In the lap. Shadowing Danso. It's on the halfway line with Colomwani. Gallagher. And doesn't have a forward pass on. Has to go backwards to Danso. And now Kinski being pressed from Palmer. Kinski does clip it forwards. Sails over Colomwani. Will it stay in play here? Cucurella does let it bounce out. Poor throw. So Cucurella just assesses options here, but before that happens, De Zerbi not messed about, going for the triple substitution. Actually, Chelsea will take the throw first. Cucurella goes it back to Hato. Here's Sanchez now for Fofana. Fofana just strokes it back to his goalkeeper. Now half turn from Santos. Santos, can he find a pass through the centre circle? Just pick out the lap. Now lovely turn from Fernandes. Looks at the lap again, cut out. Palhinha has it, 66.5 minutes played it at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. And it's given away for Colomwani to Palmer. Now Cole Palmer. Looks to his right to Neto. Edge of the box, Neto. Delivers it towards the back post. Played in the middle to Santos, finishes! Chelsea double their lead! A simple finish for Andre Santos. And Chelsea are making sure that this fight for survival will go down to the final day. They do not want Tottenham celebrating safety at the bridge. And it was just before De Zerbi was going to put the triple sub on as well. And Tottenham were just asleep there at the back post. Simple finish for Andre Santos in the middle. Awful pass from Colomwani. Cole Palmer in the centre, played it to his right to Neto. Neto delivered to the back post. And it was just teed up from Enzo Fernandez. He gets an assist to Gola's goal. It's a light touch, left-footed from Fernandez. Santos free in the middle of the 6-yard box. And he just stroked it beyond the reach of Kinski into his bottom left-hand corner. Mickey van der Ven furious with his teammates. So this looks like it's going down to the final day. Chelsea 2, Tottenham 0. And he just knew that Chelsea weren't going to roll over for Tottenham. You can really feel the tension in the Tottenham camp now. So back underway here at Stamford Bridge. Here's Kinski. So triple substitution for Tottenham now made. Madison, Spence and Sarr all on. Porro's forward pass cleared away from Cucurella. Again, a double substitution coming on. 2 goals down. Big Arson. It wasn't in De Zerbi's mind at all when he was bringing them on. It was Palhinha, Colomwani, a doggy by way. Who all made way. Here's Gallagher in the middle, top half tackle from Neto. The roll to Van de Ven. Out to Spence. Jed Spence. Just behind him to Conor Gallagher. James Maddison, short for Bentancur. Maddison now, half turn in the centre circle. Maddison, square cross halfway to Gallagher. Here's Jed Spence. Looks down the line for Sarr. Sarr now. Back to Gallagher. Maddison. And taps it to Gallagher. Here's Bentancur. And square for the centre circle to Danso. Bentancur again. Maddison. Bentancur exits the centre circle. Bentancur, 30 yards and goal on the inside left. Gallagher. It's a turn from Sarr, the attacker there. Bentancur concedes possession to Caicedo. And now Cucurella lifts it onto the chest of Delap. Delap now lays it off to Caicedo. Caicedo now through the centre circle. Caicedo looks to his right. Here comes Chelsea looking to put this game beyond the reach of Tottenham. Neto puts it through the legs of Maddison. Neto ball in, pushed away from Kinski. That pass from Bentancur to Maddison. Maddison just about plays it out to the right to Tell, because Fernandez almost intercepted it. Here's Porro, midway inside his half. Porro looking for an option. Let's just go back to Kinski. Kinski now, right footed to Van de Ven. Van de Ven walks into the D, finds Maddison. Jay Maddison just getting the feel for the ball here. Maddison nicely weighted pass over halfway. So Tottenham on the far side here with Tell. Now Sarr. James Maddison, 30 yards and goal, inside right channel. Maddison, short here to Matthias Tell. Can Tottenham maybe get a cross in? Perhaps Sarr. Sarr just behind him to Porro. And now Tell. That's the movement of Sarr in front of him, but Sarr's offside. And it's a pass given away from Tell. Now Tell gets it back. Bentancur leaves it for Porro in the box. Porro keeps it in the tight space. Now Sarr wide right. Porro turns and Tottenham still edge of the box. On the inside right, Bentancur spins. Short and square to Porro. Tottenham wide right, Sarr delivers. Touch and Gallagher straight to Sanchez. Yeah, it was a nice cross on the right hand side. Gallagher got the contact he was hoping for. It just bounced straight at Sanchez. So here is Caicedo. Now Chelsea on the ball with Fernandez. Lifted towards Fofana. Pushing header back into the feet of Sanchez. Sanchez rolls it across the box to Caicedo. And now Harto and Caicedo combine. 72 minutes on the clock. Chelsea 2, Tottenham 0. It's given away to Maddison. Pass inside from Bentancur. It's been blocked from Santos. And it will be a throw for Tottenham to take on the left-hand side. Can Tottenham half the deficit and give themselves hope again? And they know destiny will be in their own hands on the final day, but they do not want this to go down to the final day, though. Van de Ven. Now is Jed Spence. Spence. And just over 35 yards and goal. Now in the midfield to Bentancur. Back in the centre circle to Danso. Square cross halfway to Van de Ven. Van de Ven links up with Maddison. Maddison on the ball again. Just by the centre circle though. Need him higher up the pitch. Van de Ven picks out Spence. Moves inside. Spence whips it too far away from Sarr. Header for Cucurella. Now Porro gets onto it. Tell for Porro in the box. Porro takes it back. Flick from Sarr. Richarlison turns it in at the back post. And Tottenham are right back in this one. Richarlison with a simple finish. Finally gets his goal in the second half. So we have a game on our hands again. It was a head away for Cucurella. Porro got onto it. Tell played it on the outside of Porro. Played on the outside of Cucurella to Porro. Porro found Sarr. Sarr flicked it. And there was Richarlison at the back post free. Simple finish. That was an excellent goal from Tottenham. Now if they can get one more, that'll be survival. All but secured. And Richarlison did well to keep himself onside, so Trevor Chalobah coming on for Josh Champong. So Callum McFarlane just shoring things up at the back a little bit more, bringing a bit more experience with Chalobah. So Chelsea ready to get this back underway. Cole Palmer man to kick us off, and Palmer now puts it on the centre spot. The Tottenham players just thought Palmer was trying to waste a bit of time here. And Palmer now passed it back to Sanchez. So Sanchez goes long towards the forward line. And bounces here. Caicedo to flick backwards to Cucurella on the inside left. Over the top from Fernandez. Couldn't pick out Delap. Here's Kinski. Rolls it to Van de Ven. Now Spence on the ball. Jed Spence in field to Maddison. Spence again. Spence plays it outside the right boot, cleared up into the air from Fofana. Palmer just bounced off his left leg. Couldn't fall to Pedro Neto. And here is a throw for Tom to take just behind halfway on the left. So backwards, and now Van de Ven has it. Hinsky finds Gallagher. Quarter an hour left here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Tottenham 1. One more goal for Tottenham, and they'll be all but safe in the Premier League. And a couple more, and they'll absolutely be safe. Maddison plays it through the centre circle. Now Danso picks out Sarr. Bentancur on the halfway line. Square to Gallagher. Tottenham working at midfield well. Sarr now runs into trouble in the shape of Santos. Now Chelsea moving forward to Delap in the centre circle. Square to Palmer. Palmer, can he play it in? In the end, Neto's offside, so Palmer has to hold on to it a bit longer. Now Neto has it wide right. Made his run too early, Pedro Neto. Neto still out wide, up against Spence. Neto rolls it back to Chalobah. Now Caicedo just knocked into by Richarlison. Richarlison goes down, rolling around here. I'm not really sure why, because it didn't look anything wrong for Caicedo. Richarlison was just trying to cover up the fact that he needlessly nudged into Caicedo and was rolling about himself. Silly from Richarlison. I mean, I suppose there was a train left from Caicedo. It's just a little bit naughty looking back at it, but still started off from Richarlison. Needless from him to start it off. And it was a bit of contact from Caicedo, but Richarlison making the most of it. And it is a free kick for Chelsea. And Richarlison saying to the referee it was a kick from Caicedo. It was contact, but again, Richarlison made the first foul. But so obviously free kicks Chelsea, which is now taken short to Caicedo. Is Joel Harto. Caicedo in the centre circle. In the back line of Chelsea again for Fofana. Whips it towards the right. And Neto can't keep it in play. So a throw for Spence to take virtually on the halfway line. Going backwards. Now Palmer chasing down Gallagher. Gallagher back to Van de Ven. Van de Ven has Maddison asking for it. Van de Ven play it through the Chelsea forward line. Space on the ball, Van de Ven. Maddison moves into space in between Neto and Palmer. Maddison just behind halfway, short right-footed, pass to Gallagher, back to Maddison. Maddison, close halfway, square to Bentancur by the centre circle. That's work to Danso. Danso drills it forwards on the right-hand side, but too much on it for Matthias Tell. And that will be a throw for Chelsea on the left-hand side. 12 minutes to go here. Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 2, Tottenham 1. And Tottenham dig out a vital goal. Now, Cucurella saying he was fouled after Caicedo returned it to him from the throw-in, and Cucurella was caught on the far side by Matthias Tell. So, free kick for Chelsea. And a victory for Chelsea, they move on to 8th on 52 points. Above Brentford on goal difference. They go to Sunderland on the final day. It'll be a tough task. Sunderland going for that European spot themselves. So yellow card shown here to Joel Harto. And the referee, Harto, complain about that one. Not sure as to why it's been given to him. Must have been for some back chat. It's the referee. Harto, yellow card number 7 for him this season. Free kick taken from Chelsea, headed away from Porro. Flicked on from the top goal scorer Richarlison. Now Chalobah clears there, foul there from Delap. There was indeed. Delap just caught the ankle of Bentancur. Bentancur slowly trying to get up there, just feeling the pain that foul. So free kick drilled from Porro, looking for Maddison in behind. Can Maddison get to it? Maddison keeps in play on the byline for Spence. Now Spence, edge of the box, deflected cross. Now goes toward the D. Caicedo lays it down for Palmer. Palmer helps it on towards Neto. Van de Ven steps in front of Neto. Neto though heads it forwards. Now Spence takes it round Santos. Spence towards Maddison. It's good defending there from Santos to win it back. Caicedo looks over the top, and now Delap making a run down the near side. So Delap, it's wide right. Delap just slows things down completely. Delap Picks out Fernandez, edge of the box. Fernandez trip there from Sarr. Sarr saying there's no contact with the referee. Blew up straight away for a free kick. 10 minutes to go at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Tottenham 1. A Tottenham equaliser. They'll be all but safe in the Premier League. They could sign West Ham, the Championship football. So Delap was a good run for him down that right-hand side. Had that support from Fernandez in the end. And Fernandez was there. A trip from Sarr. There's a slight contact. Yeah, enough for Fernandez to go down. Chelsea free kick. And this one about 22 yards, 23 yards from goal. Inside right, got Enzo Fernandez and Cole Palmer standing behind it. So Chelsea making another substitution here. So it looks to be Mamadou Sarr to come on. So again, McFarlane making another like-for-like sub at the back. So brought on Chalo for a Champong. Now Sarr's on for Fofana. So free kick. Interesting actually, Joel Harto, the player, is on a yellow card, but he's opted to take Fofana off. So free kick for Chelsea to take. Inside right in the edge of the box. So Palmer standing square on. Chelsea complaining about the Tottenham walls a bit too close. So Cucurella and Caicedo standing ahead of the Tottenham wall. So Palmer with the free kick straight into the wall. Richarlison chasing it down. And Richarlison has it close to the corner flag. Backing into Palmer, squares it to Jed Spence. Spence now surrounded by a few Chelsea players. Clears it away, only as far as Fernandez. Now Sarr with his first touch, just to knock it off of Gallagher. That'll do for Chelsea. Throw in 8 minutes of normal time to go. Stamford Bridge, Chelsea lead by 2-1. Should take the fight to survival down to the final day of the season. Mamadou Sarr throws it back to Chalobah. So Chelsea in the centre circle. Caicedo combines with Harto. Harto squared to Cucurella. Cucurella hits that pass straight out of play. Good pressure there from Porro, forcing Cucurella to do that. So Chelsea have a throw, Tottenham have a throw. 5 yards ahead of halfway. Porro throws it back to Danso. Mickey van der Ven. And Gallagher asking for it in the centre circle. Van der Ven still has it. Square to Danso. And now Chelsea. Putting good pressure on. Matistel having to go backwards to Danso. Kinski. By the D. Van der Ven. Kinski again. You go to Spence and Kern. And instead Kinski will go direct here, looking towards Spence. Just backing into Sarr. Spence gets to it on the left wing. It's a need attacking third. Spence trying to dribble away from Sarr. Gets away from Neto as well. Now Spence to Madison. Gets solo challenger Santos. Richarlison turns in the box. Richarlison to Madison. James Madison, shot blocked. I thought that was the moment. What a story that would have been. But Joel Harto, then the nick of time to block the Madison shot. His eyes lit up. All that time out the ACL. And he thought he was going to score the big goal. Well, he still could, to be fair. So corner kick on the left-hand side for Tottenham. Just over 6 minutes to go. Tottenham just need that one goal. Should keep them up. Matthias Tell still waiting to take the corner on the left-hand side. That was really good link-up play though to Richarlison. Madison probably Berza Zerbi wishing he had James Madison fit properly. Weeks before maybe Tottenham would be safe by now. Corner comes in, it's a bit of push and shoving in the area involving Van der Ven and Cucurella. The referee reaching to his pocket, showing a yellow card. I'm not quite sure who's received the yellow card. The Tottenham players are furious. That's not so. Corner came in from the left-hand side. Oh, I'll tell you what. Cucurella was wrestling with Van der Ven. And is the referee giving a penalty? I'm I have to say, I'm a bit confused as to what's going on here. Fernandes and Van de Ven around the referee at the moment. Cucurella just seemed to tumble over Van de Ven on the goal line. Van de Ven, arms stretched out wide, saying that is a penalty. Will he be giving us one? Yeah, looked a definite foul for Cucurella on the goal line. Van de Ven, and the referee still talking with Enzo Fernandez and Mickey Van de Ven. So 4.5 minutes left at Stamford Bridge. So no, I think maybe the push and shoving was going on when the ball wasn't live. That's why. I'll tell you what, Cucurella's lucky there. That corner had already been whipped in, and that was happening then. He would have been in big trouble. That would have been a penalty. Very lucky there, Cucurella. So Matthias Tell won't take the corner. More push and shoving now in the area. Cucurella, unsurprisingly, at the centre of it. And now Liam Delap getting involved as well with Danso. So it's getting heated there. Feels a bit more like a Chelsea and Tottenham game now. Corner in from left-hand side. Drop from Sanchez, but gets down onto it. It's so nervy here at Stamford Bridge. Corner in. It was a testing one for Tell. Sanchez dropped it the first attempt. Managed to grab onto it now. Caicedo goes long towards the lap. Lap now, that looks to be a raised arm on Spence. Lap's through and the referee has finally blown his whistle. Delap showing a yellow, but Delap puts his hands on head. He, again, hasn't even closed his mouth yet, Delap. He's looking at the referee, absolutely bemused. Oh, there was maybe Spence been a little bit out of it, but there was a raised arm. There was a raised arm for Delap on Spence. That is a free kick. So 3 minutes to go at Stamford Bridge. Certainly tempers flaring here. And Tottenham find that all-important equaliser. That would virtually keep them in the Premier League. They get two. The next 3 minutes plus stoppage time. That will absolutely rubber stamp themselves as a Premier League team next season. So free kick here for Tottenham to take. Played back to Kinski. It is Danso, clips it towards Richarlison. Square header, bit too high for Papsar though. Throw for Chelsea on the left-hand side, just ahead of the halfway line. So triple substitution here for Chelsea. Got Nacho coming on. Also coming on with him is Shamara Mehuka. So Liam Delap making way in a great moment. 18-year-old Shamara and Mehuka to get some Premier League football in a moment that he will certainly not forget. Until he has made Premier League appearances for Chelsea before, but obviously not many, of course, only been 18. So Delap off and Mehuka on now, and also making way is Pedro Neto and Cole Palmer. So it is Dario Sugo, Alejandro Garnacho and Shamara Mehuka all coming on for Liam Delap, Pedro Neto and Cole Palmer. And Callum McFarland's hoping that trio will just help and see out the game. Just those fresh legs up top to look for now for Chelsea. So in the last minute of normal time at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 2, Tottenham 1. Will the battle for survival go down to the final day? Cucurella's throw headed away. Roberto De Zerbi looking anxious, hands in pockets, there's black hoodie on. Throw taken from Chelsea, cleared for St Gallagher. Header on halfway from Chalobah. And Richarlison fighting to get to the ball, but Chelsea have it on halfway. Caicedo, tackle one for Richarlison. Rolls loose in the midfield, now Bentancur gets to it. Conor Gallagher. Richarlison saying he was pushing the centre circle. Tottenham carry on. Gallagher is on the left-hand side. Has to play it backwards in central midfield to Bentancur. Gallagher again. Conor Gallagher. Short to Maddison. Maddison's pass. Has to go behind him to Bentancur. So 10 seconds away from reaching the 90th minute. Tottenham desperately looking for an equaliser. So nice turn from Tell in the centre circle. Tell looks forwards, head away from Caicedo. Now onto the chest of Garnacho. About to find out how much stoppage time is going to be added on. 7 minutes here at Stamford Bridge. Can Tottenham get that equaliser? Danso turns away from Neuka. And now Van de Ven on the ball. Mickey Van de Ven stops the ball. Short right footed pass. It's Bentancur halfway. Turns into trouble. Caicedo. Now Garnacho on halfway on the stretch. Almost played to Richarlison. Richarlison does get onto it. Richarlison wide left. Richarlison gets Mamadou Sarr. Maddison turns in the box. Maddison now needing support. Heavy touch from Maddison. Maddison fighting to win it back, but now Asugo. Chalobah first time. Caicedo. And now Chelsea on the counter here. Fernandes through the centre. Fernandes. Here is Neuka wide left by the corner flag. Shamara Mahuka. And still keep hold of the ball. That was the Cucurella midway inside the Tottenham half. So first minute of the 7 gone. So it is Santos. And Chelsea with a Joe Harto. Made a crucial block from Maddison's shot just under 10 minutes ago. Garnacho. His first couple of touches in. Garnacho to Caicedo. Now Chelsea just in front of their penalty area with Chalobah. Joe Harto. Harto finds Muka. Flick but gives away to Van de Ven. Now Porro looking for Tell. Intercepted though from Fernandes. Fernandes clips it. Can't set away Garnacho. Tottenham in the centre circle. Van de Ven burst away from Asugo. Then Van de Ven felt a clip. Goes down. A yellow card to be shown here. Yeah, Asugo definitely clipped Van de Ven. 2 minutes of the 7 gone. Free kick for Tottenham to take. Just over 35 yards and goal. James Maddison standing behind it. And can he whip free kick in? Instead he actually plays it short to the left hand side to Tell. Back in field to Maddison. 25 yards to goal. Maddison's cross. Easy head away for Asugo. And a forwards from Tottenham. Porro. Now Spence lays it off towards Gallagher. Gallagher saying he was shoved from Caicedo. Referee had a good view. It is a free kick for Tottenham. Edge of the box. Well, this is in decent James Maddison territory. And there's a pull there from Asugo on Spence, and Gallagher tripped up from Caicedo. There was absolutely a kick there from Caicedo on Gallagher. So James Maddison, 22 yards and goal, inside left. Is this the moment? In front of the Tottenham fans. Feels like a moment for him is written in the stars. We have 4 minutes of stoppage time left. And James Maddison all set. The Tottenham fans watching on with maximum anxiety. Maddison steps up the free kick. Maddison high over the bar. And did it take deflection? The Tottenham fans were desperate to see that go into the top corner and not into the away support. I have to say it was a tough free kick for Maddison to execute though, to get up and over the wall. On target very quickly. And Tottenham getting closer and closer. This battle going right down to the wire. So a goal kick for Sanchez. Take his time here. Sanchez now looking towards Garnacho. Spence headers forwards. It comes off Garnacho now. Harto's header on his fast start. Lifts it towards left for Charleston in a race here, but can't get there for Chalobah. But Chalobah clears for a throw. 3 minutes of stoppage time left. Can Tottenham find their most important goal this season, which would all but keep them in the Premier League? And this night's been banned off already. Arsenal being confirmed champions. Tottenham don't want it to get any worse. Tasting defeat at Stamford Bridge, and in this battle they just want to end. Going down right to the wire. Danso's throw. Head away from Chalobah. Now flick from Gallagher. Tottenham edge of the box. Inside left. Danso. His pass just about finds Gallagher. Bentancur. Crossing towards the back post. Headed down and out of play from Tell. And that was a really nice ball as well from Bentancur. And Tell tried to head it on target, miles wide. And Tottenham fans just put their head in their hands. They know this is going down to the final day. Only 2 minutes left now. And Sanchez will take his sweet time, I imagine, with this goal kick. So Sanchez, right-footed. He finds Mahuka headed away from Danso. Tell turns away from Kukurea. Kukurea keeps up them though, makes the tackle. It will be a Tottenham throw. Tottenham throw about midway inside the Chelsea half. Throwing backwards from Tell. So now it's in the top defence with Danso. Van der Ven. Up a yard shy of the centre circle. Now Gallagher just head of halfway. Spence wide left. Doesn't have a forward option though. It's gone back to Gallagher. Now Garnacho puts a challenger in. Clears it out for throw. Gallagher takes. Maddison back to Gallagher. Gallagher on the stretch. Here's Bentancur. Now across the Danso. Again, Isugo chasing the ball down. Danso has it. Porro keeps in play. Porro, pass blocked. Now Papsar to Bentancur. Bentancur turns away from Isugo, chips it forward. Chested away from Kukurea. Fernandes hits off of Bentancur. 50 seconds of stoppage time to go. That will do nicely for Chelsea. And they're getting closer to moving into the European spots. So Kukurea throws it down the left-hand side. Controlled. Here from Mahuka. Now Tottenham get it back with Bentancur. Bentancur turns. Still Bentancur clipped there for Kukurea. Still be one last chance for Tottenham to get this forward. 20 seconds to go. Free kick taken short. Van der Ven. One of those powering runs. Over halfway. Mickey Van der Ven. Van der Ven inside to Maddison. Maddison turns away for Caicedo. Could Tottenham create an opportunity? Porro. And now Tell. Tell puts the cross in straight to the arms of Sanchez. They formed a lovely move there. But it sums up Tottenham this evening. They've been toothless apart from Richarlison goal. Great play through the thirds. Porro to Tell, but Tell, that was an awful cross. Easy for Sanchez to claim. And that should be that. And there you go, it's going down to the final day. There's a reprieve for West Ham after their horror show on Tyneside at the weekend. James Maddison's moaned about something, but Chelsea get one over Tottenham, keep them in danger, and move into the European spots as well. Enzo Fernandez opened up the scoring 18 minutes in. Andre Santos added a second, unmarked in a 6-yard box, criminal marking for Tottenham. Richarlison half the deficit. There was a big moment. Tottenham felt they should have had a penalty, but the incident happened before the corner was taken. So just a yellow card given to Kukurea and Van der Ven. De Zerbi's having to go at the referee as well. Tottenham feel there's an injustice there, but Tottenham have to move on to Sunday. They know they get something at home to Everton, they pretty much will be safe, as there is 12 goals between them and West Ham. You just obviously can't see that being overturned if Tottenham draw. But it will be a really, really nervy Sunday for Tottenham. Chelsea, very tough trip to the Stadium of Light. They are above Sunderland in the table now. They're in that final European spot. That should be a great battle on the final day of the season. Even worse for Tottenham. Arsenal are champions of the Premier League as well. So it's been one of those nights for Tottenham. It's been one of those seasons. They need to make sure they are a Premier League club come Sunday evening. Full-time here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1.